Hello and greetings everyone, this is Freja and Joy, and now I'm gonna give you the 5 signs that you are a spiritual gangster. So be ready now. For you don't back off for your spiritual journey ever. So some reminders of what you and what you do and how you live your life when you don't back off on your spiritual journey. The first is your spiritual journey is yours and nobody else's. It is you who make the decisions for you and your life, no one else. And it is you who must do it yourself. Go through every step of your own spiritual journey. No one else can do this for you, no matter how much money you invest or how much success you have. Your spiritual journey starts now, not in your past or in your future. This is because you always have a need to update yourself as you go the spiritual path. Spirit is not something you have. Your spirit is greater than your ego, your physical body, your mental body, your thought body. You are part of your spiritual body and not the other way around. But it is important for you to know that your spiritual body is also part of what you are as a whole, a quantum whole. Therefore, there is no external force that is your spirit or any external force that you need to contact. But all this is part of what you are when you are in contact with your own spirit. To get in touch with your spirit, you need to practice this. You need to practice to be in contact with your spirit. You need to respect your spirit. You need great deal of patience. You need to be focused on the right things, and most of all you need an attitude that gives you an open heart and an open mind sphere. And you need to and you have to make your own experiences all the time. It's not something you do once and then it's done. You will develop, and then you have to be prepared to re-evaluate yourself, your values in your life. Re-evaluate your values in your life also. Everything in your life, really, you have to re-evaluate and upgrade, and also be prepared to change what you no longer need. Examples are like removing all old fears that were just there to make you feel safe in a way you used to protect yourself, that you no longer need because you see new ways to protect yourself now in your life, which have to do with love, not feel to feel love instead of feeling fear for things. Also, the fourth, learn to let go of old luggage as fears, for example, that you carried for a long time. Learn to see these fears and to let go of them. And one of them is that you don't have to feel fear that you don't know everything or have control over everything. This is an absolutely necessary step for you to take on the spiritual path. And development means that you are not even afraid to let others have right, rather than trying to convince them of the way you see things. So let go of that and don't care about this. This is not a loss. On the contrary, this is to make success, divine success in your own life, for your own spiritual path. And you respect those who have gone before you and who have gone through things they have shared with the world. They can have a great impact on your own spiritual path. Not so that you exactly are doing what they say or what they have tested or their path. But you can try. You can try what they say and try what they have done for a while or maybe longer and evaluate what it has how it makes you feel and how it works with you and on your spiritual path. You learn important things. Whatever your outcome is, you will learn important things, and that's what it's all about, your own experiences. You learn by testing new things, by making your own experiences, by taking the time to really be with yourself and your own spirit. And be ready. Here comes the second one. To be a spiritual gangster, you have to have a pure intent. So, this to have a pure intent, it has been written a lot about that. And you can find on Google if you try to find it there. And it can be from yogis' websites. And they don't maybe, what I found out, have some simple ways to talk about it. And when it comes to pure intent, it should be very easy to talk about it. I myself is a yoga master, and my definition is that pure means pure in a sacred and divine way, which means that the person in question is always consciously working on releasing old luggage that comes up in the consciousness and knows how to do this. It also means not being false to oneself or others at all. This means that you do not do things for others for them to do some special things back to you because you did this and this. It also means that you do not play games that you have calculated, games you play to get things in your life because you think you calculated things and then you should have some special things. This is not something you do when you have pure intent. All this you have to let go of and more. Intent, in this pure intent, is to have a direction, and this direction in your life actually applies to everything in your life in different ways. And this is also about your focus on your time and how you spend your time. A powerful focus doesn't necessarily mean doing things all the time, but it can. But it often means also that you have an orientation that gives you space and time to do nothing as well. And the third thing you know when you are a spiritual gangster, it is to know how you can come to your place of inner peace. Example of that inner peace it is more than finding quiet in this modern world. It doesn't mean passivity and making life dull at all. To be in inner peace is a state in which you are mentally and spiritually at peace of what you are and what you feel and know. It is enough. You know this is enough. What you are, what you feel, and what you know. In this moment, it's always about this moment. And you have this knowledge. You know you have this knowledge and understanding, and it keeps yourself calm and strong during stressful times. True inner peace is independent of external conditions and circumstances. It means truly knowing yourself and what you are capable of. When you have inner peace, you fully accept yourself, so you do not waste your time, energy, and attention on unimportant and meaningless thoughts and actions. Inner peace is the opposite of anxiety, depression, and worry. So, don't worry, be happy. And this is something Peace Pilgrim said. The simplification of life is one of the steps to inner peace. A persistent simplification will create an inner and outer well-being that places harmony in one's life. Yes. And 4. To be a spiritual gangster, you will not be a people pleaser. People pleasers are not spiritual gangsters. If you don't are a people pleaser and you are a spiritual gangster, you don't want everyone around you to be happy. You don't need that. And you don't try to make everyone happy. Just do things to make everyone around you happy all the time. You don't put everyone else before yourself. You don't yearn for outside validation, and your personal feeling of security and self-confidence is absolutely not based on getting the approval of others. You don't worry how others will view you when you say no. People pleasers don't want to be seen as lazy, uncaring, selfish, or totally egocentric. But you don't fear you will be disliked or cut from the group, wherever it is friends, family, or co-workers. You know how and when to say no. You do realize you have a choice. You know how to set your priorities, how to stop and consider. And whenever someone asks you for a favor, you know that it is perfectly okay to say that you need time to think about it. Because you know this gives you the opportunity to consider if you can commit to helping them. Also, you know that it is so important to ask the person for details about the commitment. So you set a time limit. And to consider if you are being manipulated. This is things you know it is important to you. Fifth, and not less important, it's very important. To be a spiritual gangster, you walk your talk. And you understand exactly what these do mean in practice. So, walk your talk. It makes sense that walk your talk is figuratively mean that you do what you say. You take action, you walk in the direction of that what you say you do, your talk. You know how to speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the words to speak against you or to gossip about others. Use the power of your words in the direction of divine truth and unconditional love. Yeah. So then you will be and you are impeccable with your words. That's what it means to walk your talk. That's to be a true spiritual gangster.